Let me ask you something very honestly. When a bird teaches its child how to fly, does it sit on the branch forever? No, it steps back, not because it doesn't love the child, but because love understands timing. Today, let us talk about a truth that is rarely spoken aloud, a truth that hurts a little, but heals deeply. In old age, if you want respect, sometimes you must learn when not to visit your children. Let me ask you something gently without judgment. When a lamp has lit another lamp, does it keep standing in the way of the light, or does it quietly step aside and glow on its own? As parents, most of life is spent giving. We give time, energy, comfort, sleep, and sometimes even our own happiness. And while giving, a silent hope settles in the heart. One day, my children will take care of me the same way. This hope is human. It is natural, but if we are not careful, this hope slowly turns into expectation, and expectation, more often than not, becomes the reason for disappointment. The truth is, respect is never demanded. The moment we start demanding it, it disappears. Respect grows when there is understanding, space, and emotional maturity. In earlier times, families lived together, life was slower, roles were clear. Today, the world moves at a different speed. Children are juggling responsibilities, stress, careers, finances, and constant pressure. When parents visit too often or stay without understanding the rhythm of their children's lives, love can unintentionally feel like interference. Not because children are bad, but because life is heavy. Love that does not understand timing becomes a burden. Sometimes parents say, "But we sacrificed everything for them." Yes, you did, and that sacrifice was pure. But sacrifice should never be used as emotional currency. The moment love becomes a reminder of what was done, it stops being love and starts becoming pressure. Here is a hard truth, children: respect parents who are emotionally independent. Parents who have their own routine, their own joy, their own circle, and their own purpose. Such parents don't look lonely, they look strong, and strength naturally attracts respect. When parents visit occasionally, children feel happiness. When parents visit constantly, children feel adjustment. Adjustment slowly replaces enthusiasm, and where enthusiasm disappears, respect quietly fades, not out of hatred, but out of emotional fatigue. True wisdom in old age is knowing when to step back. Just like a teacher who knows when the student no longer needs guidance, wise parents know when love should become silent support rather than constant presence. This does not mean cutting off bonds. It means nurturing them with sensitivity. Visit your children, yes, but as a guest, not as an inspector. Speak with warmth, not instruction. Listen more, advise less. Bless without controlling. The most respected parents are those whose children say, "They don't depend on us, yet they are always there for us." Such parents are not taken for granted, they are valued. In the end, remember this: your children should feel happy to see you, not tense. They should feel inspired by you, not emotionally responsible for you. Build a life so meaningful, so peaceful, that your presence becomes a gift, not a duty. When love flows without pressure and wisdom walks with humility, respect follows naturally, and that respect lasts longer than dependence ever could. Before we begin, pause for a moment and think about this. When a river reaches the ocean, does it stop flowing because it misses the mountains it came from? No. It moves forward, carrying gratitude, not attachment. Relationships, especially between parents and children, also have seasons. When we forget this, love slowly turns into misunderstanding. Parents spend the strongest years of their life building their children's future. Every sacrifice feels small because love makes effort invisible. Somewhere deep inside, a belief forms: after everything I've done, my children will always be there for me. This belief is not wrong, but it needs wisdom. Without wisdom, it becomes expectation, and expectation, when unmet, quietly turns into hurt. Respect cannot grow in an atmosphere of emotional pressure. It grows where there is freedom. When children feel trusted, not monitored, supported, not controlled, loved, not depended upon, respect rises naturally. The world your children live in is very different from the one you grew up in. Life today demands speed, focus, and constant adjustment. When parents appear too frequently or stay too long without reading the emotional space, love can feel heavy. Not because the heart has changed, but because the mind is overwhelmed. Love should feel like comfort, not responsibility. Many parents unknowingly say, "We gave our whole life to you." While this is true, repeating it slowly weakens the bond. Love that keeps accounts creates distance. Love that lets go creates closeness. Children feel closer to parents who do not remind them of sacrifice, but radiate contentment. Emotionally mature parents don't chase attention. They build a full life: friendships, habits, purpose, routine. They wake up with meaning and sleep with peace. When children see this, respect comes automatically. They feel proud, not burdened. They feel connected, not trapped. When parents visit their children occasionally, there is excitement. Conversations are warm, smiles are genuine. But when presence becomes constant, excitement quietly turns into adjustment. Adjustment then turns into silence. And silence slowly erodes respect. This does not mean parents should stay away forever. It means they should visit with awareness, arrive with love, not expectations, speak with gentleness, not authority, observe more, correct less. Sometimes the greatest gift parents can give is their emotional stability. Wise parents understand that guiding does not mean controlling, loving does not mean clinging, and being close does not mean being present all the time. In old age, dignity is more precious than dependency. Parents who protect their dignity protect their respect. They don't emotionally lean on their children, instead, they emotionally strengthen them. In the end, remember this simple truth. Children respect parents who stand tall on their own, who smile without needing reasons, who live with balance, and who love without conditions. When love becomes light, not weight, respect follows quietly and stays for a lifetime. Let me share a thought that may sound uncomfortable at first, but wisdom often begins where comfort ends. In life, every relationship has a rhythm. When we move with that rhythm, there is harmony. When we ignore it, even love can feel heavy. Parents spend their entire life putting their children at the center. Dreams are postponed, comforts are sacrificed, and strength is stretched silently. While doing all this, a quiet belief grows inside the heart. After everything I have done, my children will always need me. This belief is born out of love, not ego. But if we hold on to it for too long, it slowly becomes an expectation, and expectation is where pain begins. Respect is a delicate emotion. It cannot be forced, demanded, or reminded. The more we ask for it, the further it moves away. Respect grows naturally when there is balance between closeness and distance, care and control, love and freedom. As children grow, their world expands. Responsibilities multiply, pressure increases, life becomes less emotional and more practical. When parents enter that space too frequently or without sensitivity, love can unintentionally feel like interference. Not because children lack gratitude, but because they are struggling to breathe under responsibility. Love should feel like relief, not obligation. Many parents believe that staying constantly involved will keep bonds strong. But closeness is not measured by presence alone. Sometimes, stepping back creates more connection than staying close. Just like a teacher who knows when the student must walk alone, wise parents understand when guidance should turn into trust. Children deeply respect parents who are emotionally steady. Parents who don't complain, don't compare, and don't constantly seek attention. When parents have their own routine, interests, friendships, and peace, children see strength. And strength naturally earns respect. When parents visit occasionally, children look forward to it. Conversations are joyful, hearts are open. But when visits become frequent without understanding boundaries, warmth slowly turns into adjustment. Adjustment then turns into silence. Silence turns into distance. And distance weakens respect quietly, unintentionally. This does not mean parents should detach emotionally. It means they should connect wisely. Visit with lightness, not authority. Speak with kindness, not correction. Listen more than you advise. Bless more than you instruct. In old age, dignity matters more than dependence. Parents who emotionally depend less are respected more. When children feel that their parents are strong, content, and fulfilled on their own, they feel admiration, not pressure. True love prepares the other person to live independently. It does not bind them with guilt. Parents who understand this never feel ignored, because they never make their children feel trapped. In the end, remember this gentle truth. When love becomes free, respect becomes deep. When parents learn when to step back with grace, they move closer to their children's hearts. And that quiet respect, earned through wisdom and maturity, lasts far longer than any forced closeness ever could. Sometimes, the most loving thing we can do is not hold on tighter, but loosen our grip with understanding. Life teaches us many lessons quietly, especially in relationships. One such lesson is this: love grows best when it is guided by wisdom, not fear. Parents dedicate their strongest years to their children. Every effort feels meaningful because it is driven by care, not calculation. In that journey, a silent belief often forms after all this: my children will always be around me. This belief is not wrong, but it needs balance. When belief turns into expectation, and expectation turns into demand, love begins to feel heavy. Respect does not come from reminding others of sacrifices. It comes from emotional maturity. The more we try to control outcomes, the more we lose peace. And when peace is lost, relationships slowly weaken. Children today live in a very demanding world. Their minds are full work pressure, responsibilities, expectations, financial worries. When parents enter that space without reading the emotional environment, love can unintentionally feel overwhelming, not because children don't care, but because they are already carrying more than they can express. Love should feel like rest, not responsibility. There is a quiet power in parents who know how to stand on their own. Parents who wake up with purpose, keep themselves engaged, find joy in simple routines, and don't depend emotionally on their children for happiness. Such parents radiate strength, and strength naturally earns respect. When parents visit their children occasionally, there is warmth. Conversations flow, smiles are natural, but when presence becomes constant without awareness, warmth slowly turns into adjustment. Adjustment then becomes silence. Silence becomes distance, and distance over time erodes respect not deliberately but gradually. Wise parents understand that guidance has a time limit. Just like holding a child's hand while teaching them to walk, and then letting go when they are ready to run, holding on for too long only slows growth. Stepping back does not mean stepping away emotionally. It means trusting the values you have already given. It means believing that your role has done its work. It means loving without interfering. Visit your children with lightness. Speak with kindness. Observe more, correct less. Sometimes silence communicates wisdom more powerfully than advice ever could. In old age, dignity is priceless. Parents who protect their dignity protect their relationships. Emotional independence does not weaken bonds. It strengthens them. When children see their parents living peacefully, they feel admiration, not obligation. The deepest respect comes when children say, "My parents don't need me, but they choose me." That choice creates closeness. That freedom creates love, and that love builds lifelong respect. In the end, remember this: Love that gives space never loses connection. Parents who know when to step back don't become distant, they become deeply respected. And that quiet respect, earned through patience and understanding, becomes the most beautiful reward of all. There is a gentle truth about life that we often understand very late. Every relationship changes its form with time. What once needed constant care eventually needs quiet trust. Parents give their entire life to raising children, not keeping count, not expecting applause, but driven by love. Yet somewhere deep inside, a silent hope takes shape that the bond will always remain the same, that closeness will never change. This hope is natural, but wisdom begins when we accept that love must evolve. In the early years, children need guidance, protection, and presence. Parents are the center of their world, but as children grow, their world expands. Responsibilities increase, pressures multiply, and life demands their attention in many directions. If parents continue to relate to them in the same way as before, love can unknowingly turn into emotional pressure. Respect does not grow through control. It grows through understanding. Many parents believe that frequent visits or constant involvement will strengthen the bond. But closeness is not measured by how often we are present. It is measured by how comfortable the presence feels. When presence brings peace, it is welcomed. When it brings tension, it is tolerated, and tolerance slowly erodes respect. Children deeply respect parents who are emotionally strong. Parents who don't complain endlessly, don't compare their children with others, and don't seek validation for past sacrifices. When parents live a full life of their own with routine, purpose, interests, and peace, they send a powerful message: I am complete. That completeness inspires admiration. Love should feel like support, not supervision. In old age, emotional independence becomes a great strength. Parents who depend less are respected more. When children feel that their parents are content and balanced, they don't feel guilty, they feel grateful. Gratitude strengthens bonds, guilt weakens them. There is also wisdom in knowing when to step back. Just like a gardener who knows that pulling a plant does not make it grow faster, wise parents know that holding on too tightly only limits growth. Trusting the values you have already given is a sign of confidence, not neglect. This does not mean becoming distant or cold. It means choosing presence with awareness, visiting with warmth, not authority, speaking with kindness, not instruction, listening more than advising. Sometimes silence communicates love more deeply than words. Parents who respect boundaries are respected in return. They are not taken for granted. Their words carry weight because they don't speak unnecessarily. Their presence feels light because it does not demand anything. In the end, the most beautiful relationships are built on choice, not obligation. When children choose to call, choose to visit, choose to care, that care is real, and that choice comes when love is free. So build a life filled with peace, purpose, and quiet joy. Let your children see strength, not dependence. When love is given with wisdom and space, respect follows naturally, softly, sincerely, and for a lifetime. So remember this in old age. Don't visit your children to be needed. Visit them to spread warmth. Don't stay to control. Stay just enough to connect. And most importantly, build a life so complete that your children respect you not because they must, but because they truly want to. That is real respect. That is mature love, and that is wisdom.